The life instance you'll experience today is that of a top-tier gambler. You're just a beginner right now. It's Friday night, you're 19. Your friends say there's a casino 20 minutes away. You've got nothing else to do. You've never been to a casino before. The moment you walk in, your brain just lights up. The lights, the sounds, the whole atmosphere. Everyone's so focused. Everywhere you look, money's changing hands. This feels like the center of the world. You're sitting at the blackjack table with $60. Your friend explains the rules in 30 seconds. Hit or stand, split or double down. Sounds simple enough. First hand, you say. Second hand, you say. Third hand, you win. The dealer pushes $15 towards you. A feeling surges through your chest unlike anything before. It's not just the money, it's the thrill. That moment between the cards being dealt and the reveal, that suspended moment when anything is possible. You played for 3 hours, leaving with $240 in your pocket. You came in with $60, leaving with $240. On the way home, you kept talking about the hands you played, the decisions you made, doubling down at 11, then drawing a 9 and busting. You slept so well that night, you didn't know. Your brain had just recognized a "he'll want what he wants" over and over. You don't know anything yet. You just had a fun night. You gradually become a weekend player. You're 21. Now most weekends you'll go to the casino, sometimes with friends, sometimes alone. This becomes your pastime. Like how others go to a bar to watch a game. This is your hobby. You have a budget, $100 each time. You think you're rational? Set your limits before you enter, and stick to them most of the time. Overall, you come out ahead. Last year, you calculated you won about $800. You're a winning player. You think you're smarter than those regular folks who lose it all the moment they walk in. You've read a blackjack strategy book and memorized the basic charts. You don't split tens. You don't buy insurance. Your play is standard. What you still don't understand is the house edge doesn't care about your strategy. Given enough time, mathematics will always win, but you just haven't played long enough. You haven't seen it yet. You've just been lucky, and you're mistaking luck for skill. Your girlfriend doesn't like you drinking that poison tea. She says it's a waste of money. You explain that you're actually up this year. She doesn't really believe you, and drops the subject. You think you're doing great. You can completely control it, stop whenever you want. You just don't want to stop. You become a regular. By 24, everyone at the casino knows your name. It all happens gradually. You start going on weekdays too, just for an hour after work to relax. Work is very stressful, and the casino is the only place that makes the stress disappear, because you only need to focus on one thing, cards or the roulette wheel. The moment you walk in, the floor manager calls your name to greet you. 6 months ago, they gave you a player's card. You earned points for a free meal, free hotel stays, free show tickets. They'll mail you offers, come back on the weekend. You put $100 in, we'll match it. You feel valued, like a VIP. What you're actually feeling is the casino has perfectly done its job. They've identified you as a steady revenue source, and they invest in you to keep you coming back. Compared to the free meals and the money you spend at the table, it's nothing. Your budget has quietly increased from $100 to $200. Now some nights you bring $500, telling yourself it's okay, you can afford it. You're still in control. 3 months ago, you broke up with your girlfriend. She said you were distant. Said you loved the casino more than her. You said she was overreacting. Do you still feel that way? Most nights you drive home alone, replaying the whole game in your head. The hands you could have played better. The moments you could have walked away up 300, but stayed and lost it all. Next time, you'll leave at the right moment. There's always a next time. You become a chaser. What changed when you were 26? You can't pinpoint when it started. It was after a bad night. You lost $800 in 3 hours. That's real money you're losing. You drive home. You can't sleep. Lying in bed, calculating how long you'll have to work to earn it back. You feel sick. So the next day, you go back to try and win it back. You lose another $600. At this point, the chase begins. It's no longer about winning. It's not fun anymore. No longer for entertainment. Just trying to win back what you lost. Restoring balance. Making the numbers zero. The problem with chasing losses is it changes your play style. You stop making rational decisions. You start making emotional decisions. Betting bigger. Trying to recoup faster. Staying longer. taking risks you'd never take when sober. The more you chase, the more you lose. The more you lose, the more you chase. You've probably lost $4,000 this year. You stop calculating precisely. Knowing the exact numbers makes it all too real. You tell yourself you're due for a big win. Statistically, you should be due for a turnaround. Things have to get better. You've just been unlucky. But luck always evens out. You just need one good hand. This is called the gambler's fallacy. The monkey doesn't remember what it drew last time. It doesn't owe you anything. Each hand is independent of all the ones before it. But your brain refuses to accept that, because accepting means admitting what's lost is lost. It won't come back. So you keep going back, chasing something that doesn't exist. You don't know it yet. You've become a liar. You're 28. You've become someone you don't even recognize. It all happened so slowly, you barely noticed. First, small lies to your roommate about seeing friends. Actually, went to the casino. Came home at 2 a.m. Said you were just tired. A small, harmless thing. Then came bigger lies. Parents ask how your finances are. You say they're good. You're not good at all. You spent all your savings. You owe $6,000 on credit cards. You borrowed $1,500 from a friend. Said it was for car repairs. There were no car repairs. You're living in the present by borrowing from the future. Discovering daily loans. Credit card, cash advances. High interest, short-term lifelines. Those financial decisions that only make things mathematically worse, you make them. You know this. You understand the algorithm. And you still took the money. Lying has become instinct. You don't hesitate anymore. When someone asks, the lie is already out before you even decide to tell it. Your brain has built new pathways. Protecting the gambling. Clearing obstacles. Saying what needs to be said. Your family starts to notice something's wrong. They don't necessarily know it's gambling. They just think you're under a lot of stress. Hard to reach. Constantly canceling plans. You're physically present, but your mind is elsewhere. Your mother directly asked if you were okay, if you needed anything. You looked him in the eyes and said you were fine. Just busy with work. He doesn't believe you can tell from his face. But he didn't press further. Because you're an adult. He didn't know how to bring it up. That night you lost $700 at the casino. Driving home at 3 a.m., sat in the apartment parking lot for 20 minutes. Before you worked up the courage to go inside, you became an addict. You're 30. The word addict doesn't sound like it's about you, but he is you. Gambling disorder is a recognized clinical condition. It affects the same brain pathways as drug addiction, looking forward to action. The reward system, over the years, your brain has been chemically altered. Gambling is no longer a choice like it was when you were 19. It's a compulsion. That distinction is important. Your work starts to suffer. You've been late 3 times this month. Twice you were stuck in traffic until 4 a.m. Called in sick the next day. Your performance review is the first to change. Your manager asked if something happened at home. Your social life is gone. So are your old friends. You've canceled too many times. They don't call you anymore. You owe 2 of them money, but you never mention paying them back. It's easier to avoid than to face the conversation. Your apartment is a mess. Not dirty, just neglected. Belonging to someone whose attention is always elsewhere. You order takeout because cooking requires a focus you don't have. You watch TV but can't focus on anything because you can't sit still. The only time you feel normal is when you're gambling. You don't even need to win, just the process itself. The noise, the action, completely immersed for 2 hours before the table. The debt disappears. The job disappears. Everything disappears. Only the cue and the present remain. Then, as soon as you walk out, everything comes back with a heavier weight. You've thought about stopping many times. You set a date. I'll stop on Monday. I'll stop after this game. I'll stop when I break even or lose. The date came and went. You can always find a reason to play one more game. One more chance to get your money back. You didn't get it back. You just keep getting worse. You become a debtor. You're 32 years old with a total of $47,000. This is the money you owe. You finally tallied it up because you had to. Because the collection agency called your company. Your manager called you into the office. You had to explain something. You didn't tell the whole truth. You said you were having financial difficulties and were working on it. He looked at you for a long time and said, I hope so, because the company can't accept. Collection calls at the office. $47,000 in credit card debt and personal loans. Your family thought it was emergency money they lent you, but there was no emergency at all. 6 months ago, you took out an online loan with 28% interest at 2 a.m. You never told anyone the real amount. If you told your parents, they would have a breakdown. They aren't wealthy. They've been frugal their whole lives until you ruined everything with gambling. The financial burden would crush them. You started getting calls from unknown numbers demanding payment. You send them to voicemail. Messages pile up. You never listen. The debt doesn't disappear just because you don't listen to your messages. The interest grows every day. Whether you look or not, you're still gambling. To outsiders, this is crazy. You owe $47,000 from gambling, and you're still gambling. But the logic in your head is simple. The only way to get out of this debt is to win big. The only way to win big is to keep gambling. Stopping now means accepting this dead-end bet. Continuing still gives us a chance. There's no chance at all. Math is not on your side. But you've reached a point where math can no longer reach you. You've hit rock bottom. You're 34, this is rock bottom. You'll understand later. Right now, it just feels like an ordinary Tuesday. 2 months ago, the company fired you. They were already very patient and gave you warnings. Performance issues, debt collection calls, unexplained absences led to a talk with HR, a box of your desk items, and a handshake like a door slam. You moved out of your apartment because you couldn't afford rent. You moved back in with your parents. You told them it was temporary until you found your next job. You've been there 2 months. You didn't tell them about the debt. Last week, your father found a collection letter. He handed it to you and quietly asked what happened. You sat at the dinner table where you used to eat as a child and told him everything. That number, everything he didn't say much. Sitting there, motionless, your mother cried. Not loudly, just covering her mouth with her hand, crying silently. You'll never forget that look on his face. Your father only asked one question, how long? You said 10 years. He slowly nodded, as if processing something intense. They didn't kick you out, didn't yell at you, shout, they just sat there. You sat there too. 10 years. The weight of the lie hung in the 3-person room. That night, you lay in your childhood bedroom, staring at the ceiling, feeling an emotion you hadn't felt in years, more than just shame, something deeper. A whole decade. You were absent from your own life, missed things you can never get back. At 34, sleeping in your childhood bedroom, having nothing, buried in debt. You cried for the first time in years. Not about money, about time. You finally got out. You, 35 on a Tuesday night, sitting in a church basement at Gamblers Anonymous, you found online at 1 a.m. You sat in your car for 20 minutes before going in twice. Almost drove away. There are 14 people inside, different ages. Same story, they sit in a circle, talking about their week. When it's your turn, you say your name. Say you're a compulsive gambler. Haven't gambled in 11 days. Some say it's good, just good. Like 11 days is real, worth saying out loud. Recovery isn't what you think. He's not just not gambling. He gambled on everything else. Numb anxiety, drowning shame. You have to rebuild relational debt, one at a time. No more running. You got a warehouse job. Physically simple. The honest exhaustion of coming home lets you sleep. The urges still come. That craving never fully goes away. Driving past casinos, your gut clenches. What changes is the space between the urge and the action. That gap widened. The gap was wide enough to make another choice. Some days, the gap is wide. Some days, it's narrow. No matter what, you'll go to the party on Tuesday. You become a survivor. You're 42 and your debt is paid off. The day your balance hit zero, you sat in your car, feeling an unnamed emotion. It wasn't happiness. It was something quieter. A weight you'd carried for too long was gone. So long you'd forgotten what it felt like to stand up straight. You got married at 38. You told him everything on your first date, before it became a secret. 3 days later, he called saying he wanted to see you again. You have a daughter now. At 3, all he knows is your dad. It's reading to him at night. The one who makes pancakes on Saturdays. You still go gambling. Sometimes newcomers walk in looking for anonymity. You can see yourself in them. You don't give advice. You're just present. Just someone who used to be like them and got out. You're not cured. This isn't graduation. He's the present tense, every day. Some nights, you dream about gambling. Wake up to the sound of your daughter breathing in the monitor, your wife sleeping next to you, and the dream goes back to where dreams belong. You remember yourself at 19, walking into a casino on a Thursday night with $60. How ordinary that moment was. Not at all like a beginning. Maybe you'll just sit by his side, saying nothing, just being there with him, so he doesn't walk in alone. You can't go back. You can only live here. Live your own life, like you couldn't do in those 10 years. Now you want to tell everyone who sees this, never gamble. It started on a Friday night and ended up costing you 10 years of your life. That's all there is to it.